Okay, we are live, the Mystic Whispers. Hi, everyone. Dr. Vicki here with our favorite kitchen witch.
Yep.
Ona.
Yep.
How is your week? How's your week going, Ona?
It was interesting. It got super cold.
Yes, here too.
I mean, like the dog couldn't go outside, kind of cold, like really bad. And it definitely like slows down. People start to hibernate and get into
Yeah.
this deep winter mode and it very abruptly. And today it was like it's in the high 30s. It's just been like bouncing around in this weird little pattern. Giblets was sick on Sunday
Oh, no.
from the chicken flavored treat that
Right.
uh, like all over all day. That was like the week that
Is
started.
he allergic to chicken? Wow.
I knew he was, and this bag was like chicken flavor. I'm like, can I get away with the flavor of chicken? And I opened the bag and I'm like, oh my God, they smelled awful. Like for me, it was a struggle. I'm like, well, let me see if he had one the night before. He seemed okay. And that morning I gave him one and then it was like over. After the video, he was just a mess. It was a total mess. He's fine.
So we have wind chills -2 in Chicago, says Mary. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah, I was down there, Mayor. I was down there. I worked downtown-ish by Water Tower, and I sent Vicki a picture
Oh,
of
that's
the pigeons. They're sitting on the grates that outside the buildings that exhaust
the heat and
whatever is happening inside the building, and all the birds were sitting on there, and they wouldn't move.
Do you now? This is a silly question, Ona. You have subways in Chicago, right?
Yes.
Because that's usually in New York. That's you stand on the grates of the subway when the trains come. It's like
Yes. Yes.
Stinks, but it's warm.
Yes. I think this is related to that whole campus infrastructure there.
Oh yeah,
The building is old. The building that I work in is old. So it was like my thighs were burning when I got in the building on Friday. I mean, they were burning. So, and today it was like 30s.
Yeah. It's, we haven't had a really cold winter in a long time. It was a little bit of a shock when it went down that low. Yeah. So we have folks from Florida and Canada. We're spanning the globe. West Virginia, spanning the globe. Oregon, Massachusetts, Illinois.
I wonder if Canada was worried about becoming the
51st state.
First states, as that was sort of thrown out there. And I'm like, my God, like, can we just like try and put our crazy goggles on before any of this happens? I'm wondering what they even thought about that.
I had a client from Canada this week, I think it was. This week or last week. I think it was this week. And the first thing I said to her was, I'm awful sorry that we're the crazy neighbors. I said, because when I had crazy neighbors, it sucked. When you have good neighbors, it's the best. But when you have crazy neighbors, and I apologized when I got on the call with her, and I apologized when I left.
I know. It does feel that way, and it's perfectly okay.
Ohio.
Pre-apologize.
Albany, New York. Love it. Pennsylvania, Maine. Great.
Awesome.
Oh, boy.
And how did everybody survive? And Vicki, you too, the Mars going retrograde, which was yesterday. Venus doing her thing real soon. She's going to move in. Oh, I got to light a cinnamon stick or something. She's moving into Aquarius tonight. How did that feel for
I
you?
think she's already moved into Aquarius. I think that might have happened already. Just give me a second. I'll
You
look.
did 543. You're absolutely right. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right.
Yeah. Yeah. And will soon, oops,
Or I
what am I
mean,
looking at? Conjoin Pluto. Let's see. She conjoins Pluto at, oh, oh, so she went into Aquarius 1:13 a.m. Eastern.
yeah,
So
she's
would
been
it
there all
be,
day.
it's been, yeah, so she's been there. And then the thing that just happened is Neptune went direct.
That's what it was.
And the interesting thing about that is that Neptune is the higher octave of Venus. So I feel like this Venus energy is very powerful. And the Mars energy is moving backwards.
I know. It was definitely, and I wonder how everybody else was. It was one of those days where when you had to get something done, you just couldn't. Like my coat got stuck under the caster of my chair. I was leaving the building. I'm like, no, 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 no. I got to get out of here. Like it was one of those like stop days. Like the intent was there, but for the Mars going retrograde, but I kept an eye on it all day. And there is somebody I work with who's like interested in everything. And she goes, is it Mercury? Like what's going on today? I said, Mars is going retrograde today. She's like, what?
Well, Mercury is also retrograde, though. So it sort of, in a way, doubles down on that retrograde motion. So my Mars retrograde story was that Michael didn't feel like cooking. And he actually made some really delicious mushi duck.
Ooh.
But we ran out of like the pancakes to put it in. So he said, I'm gonna go to the Chinese restaurant. I'm gonna get some extra pancakes for the mushi. And I'm going to get this, this, and this. He wanted to get a couple other things so we could have like a whole like Chinese. Yeah. So he goes there, and I expect him to be. He orders it, and then he goes. Right. I expect he'll be back in 10 minutes because it's just like 10, 15 minutes down the street. 45 minutes later, he comes in, and he goes, "I don't even think I have the right food." He opens the bag. It's not his food. He has to go back to the Chinese restaurant and bring the food. And he meets this guy as he's walking in with this other guy's walking out. And he says, he said, they get that's my food. He said, so Michael's like, do you want it? He says, nah. He says, I got my money back. I'm out of here. So he went in and he said to the guy, what happened? He goes, we had 3 mics. And then, but the weird thing about that is that Michael is the type of person who always checks things. Like if he gets a hint about something, and he was like halfway home, and he in his head had said, "You should check that food," and he didn't, which he usually does. Yeah, and there it was. So, and he has a Mars retrograde natally. So, so if you happen to have a natal Mars retrograde, this should be a good time for you. But we're going to have to do an experiment on that. So far, Michael is not batting 1,000. So
yes, and Notre Dame opened up. Notre Dame, and I did not get to see that because I just haven't sat down to give it 100% of my attention, which is
I wanted to look at that. I didn't know when that was happening. Well, that kind of makes sense. Venus in Aquarius conjunct Pluto, and then Neptune moving direct.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I do want to give it 100. I don't want it to just be in the background because I wanted to really see that and give it my, see what happened. Give it my opinion.
Yes, Mercury does go direct on the 15th. That is true. And Mars is retrograde until the 23rd of February.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Mars in Leo. Mars in Leo.
Yeah.
Stepping back from that ego presentation kind of thing. And reevaluating how we move forward.
It's got to be hard. It's not an easy thing to happen. They have Mars going retrograde, just no matter where it is in comparison in to your own natal geometry. It's got to be it's just a hard thing for Mars to do.
Well, Mars usually spends about 6 weeks in a sign, and when it's retrograde, it can spend 6 months in that sign. Now, this Mars retrograde is between. It starts in Leo, goes back into Cancer on this January 6th, mind you.
I know.
Right, and then it turns around February 23rd, and then finally is out of its shadow on the 2nd of May. So the whole sort of end and beginning of the year is sort of tied up in this Mars retrograde.
Yes.
And the North Node of the United States it went retrograde on the North Node of the United States.
Whose ruler is Mars.
It went retro. No, it's in Leo, so it's the Sun. Would be
Mars, though, is the ruler is Aries.
Well, the North Node now. Okay, yes, right. So the North Node now. That's interesting because now the North Node's ruler is retrograde.
Yeah. So a lot to unpack with just that, right? And that's what I've been getting, this ringing in the ear thing. Last week it had started, and then it got more where it whips in and whips out. I kind of stop in my tracks and sort of sniff around and see what's going on. And sometimes the lavender just needs water or something like that. But it's been, I think, because of a lot of this and the Schumann.
Oh yeah, I was wondering this morning. I got up at 4:30.
Yeah.
Well, my cat was doing cucaracha on my head, and that was the main reason. But then once I'm up, but I woke up with a lot of back pain, and that doesn't always happen. And I was wondering if we had more mass coronal ejections or anything like that. But it could be the earth changes or the atmospheric stuff is really wreaking havoc on me. I'm telling you. Let me pull let's pull a Mystic Sister card for the Mystic Sisters tonight to see if what the Mystic Sister Oracle has to say to us.
I also have to say this Jupiter show that's been going on is just kind of amplifying everything. Also, it's like really visible in the night sky. Opposite said, it's just such an intense time, girl. Right?
Okay.
What's the numerology of today?
Today is a 26/8. It's I have it up here at the page. Whoops, there it is.
No,
this
27/9.
Is it already? Did I miss it again? Was this yesterday's?
That was yesterday.
Oh, right.
Uh-oh.
Excuse me. I have to change. Well, I have a little. Let me see if I can do this. Nope, that's wrong.
A thing where you do the numerology.
See, I have Malkuth up there. It should be Kepler, so I'm going to change that when on my little thing back there. Okay, so I picked a card, Tuatha De Danann. Tuatha De Danann. I will read it. I will pull it up too so everybody can see it, but I have to find the page first. Oh. Didn't you get ants with Jibs last Sunday?
Yes, collaboration.
Look at us collaborating.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The time to say, you know what, I need help with this. I don't know how to do this, or just be able to brainstorm.
Look, there goes another rubber tree plant. I think that's what this is going to feel like. The ant getting the rubber tree plant. Okay, so this is there's a mushroom. So do what you want with that.
That's really cool. What deck is that?
It's the Mystic Sisters Oracle. And it says, Tuatha De Danann, Keywords: hidden forces and spiritual guardians. The Tuatha De Danann are the ancient tribe in Irish mythology who has perfected the use of magic. They were driven to the underworld, an infinite paradise where no one grows old and time has no meaning. They are aware of your soul path and will open doors for you to reach your destiny. They are also mischievous tricksters who can cause obstructions and pranks if you've fallen off your path. Their intention is to benefit you, so pay close attention. We all lose our way now and again. Our time here is precious. The Tuatha De Danann are here to remind you to check your spiritual compass and be sure you are heeding your personal calling. So
Yeah.
these are like the leprechauns and the fairy folk that like to hide your keys on you when you're trying to get out the door.
That's what it feels like the Mars retrograde thing was like. That's what it was like. These like things nipping at,
Well, wasn't there a big to do on Mars retrograde for you as well? You sent me a picture of some car crash
Oh
down the
yeah.
street from you.
Yeah. Yep. Car chase. Police chasing cars. They crashed into the bus shelter across the street. And the poor doorman, he's not like the regular night person. He opens the door to see what crashed, and like 3 guys with guns like run by him. They got everybody. Everyone was arrested. I went down there to go to work like 3 hours later. I heard the crash. I didn't see anything. It was on the other side of the building. And he was like shaken.
Wow.
He was shaken. And then you put out the video of this Mars retrograde. Watch out for the cars. Don't go there. And I'm like, oh my God, I just saw it. But the whole day felt that same sort of energy where he just was having a hard time, like,
Yes.
sharing the resource. I got, what I got? I pulled from I don't actually have an oracle deck in front of me, which is ridiculous. It's the Wheel of Fortune.
Ooh.
Do you see?
I'm liking that.
I do. And the 3 of Fire. So, like, putting it out there in the universe.
You think that's
Look at how cool her spaceship, like spacesuit is. She's got like a little thing, That's just, to me, is like getting everybody's inspiration. That is like the collaboration thing for me.
Well, it's interesting because that's a red planet, right? And Mars is the red planet.
Who is all about himself.
Yeah. Well, we know who that might be. Perhaps somebody who wants to go to Mars.
Yes. Good luck. We'll see you there.
Yes, there was an earthquake off the coast of California, and I looked at the chart for that. Pluto was on the ascendant, and Uranus was on the IC at the bottom of the chart. I mean, if anything, like those are two of the angles of a chart are the most powerful. And when you get those slow moving planets there, it's usually indicative of some shaken. But I don't know if they had any more after the initial day that they were having it, but it was pretty close to like the San Andreas Fault. People were getting nervous.
I think I saw somebody said there was some small aftershocks on land, and I was wondering if there was any way to tell if that was sort of a pre-event or the event, and the aftershocks, it's kind of over, because that first hit sometimes isn't exactly. I watched earthquake videos then again today, still the same thing. Smells like roasting nuts. I don't know what the connection with that is.
Well, I had some theories on the roasting nut smell. I thought that might be the candidate for, what is it, Secretary of Defense?
Yes, because I think it was probably the same day that one fell off the stupid truck, or they pushed him off the stupid truck. I smelled roasted nuts. His career is probably over. It was a night of Wands Day. I don't know.
So somebody also pointed out that they had that the assassination in New York of the guy from the United Healthcare. Did you hear anything about
Wowza.
that? Like who there was messages on the bullets and everything.
Yes.
And I thought to
Yes.
myself, wow, that seems a lot like the old guillotine days, right? Off with your head. You're in power and you had the power to change something. And I don't know if that's the case, but I've worked with insurance companies most of my career. It's what caused me to retire for the most part.
Yeah.
And there were days. I don't know if I'd go that far, but there were days. Um,
Oh, I know.
yeah, it's bad
I
stuff.
know. I know. It's I every side of healthcare that I've been on, as a bedside nurse, as a patient, as a manager, as a coordinator, a supervisor, every job I've had, and especially as a patient, okay, my biggest problem has been the insurance companies. They've been they've been the Mars retrograde for me in my career.
Yeah, me too. Me too. So,
Right?
Antoinette's granddaughter said, "Do you think the CEOs will be scared by this?" Yeah, absolutely. I would.
I have no question that this is going to they will have security and all kinds of stuff.
Well, those guys pretty much are rich, so
Yeah.
they'll just up their security. But maybe it will have them thinking. Not that I think it's a good idea to assassinate anybody.
No.
It does. It does. There's a message. There's a message to that.
This is the Pluto and Aquarius thing
Yes.
where somebody is defending that this is unfair.
Yes.
I'm not defending this guy. This
Right.
was a sick twist.
And we don't even know like the story behind that. It could have been something very personal. It could have
I
been.
don't, yeah, to be so violent and so public, and it just, but it's an example of we down here are suffering from what you're benefiting from. You know, I had so many people when I worked at UCSF, and it was a big area where there was like Blue Cross Blue Shield was out there, where we had execs from insurance companies, where I started to think, why are they getting so sick? Is it because of what they chose to do, and now they have to see how that actually trickles down?
Yeah, I think so.
I really did.
It's a
So
good way to learn a lesson, right? To have it be a personal experience like that.
yeah, because we shouldn't be as sick as we are. I hear stories at work where I talked to a patient. I said, "Oh, how was your Thanksgiving?" He goes, "Oh, I was sick," and they had to wait in the emergency room for 12 hours. This man's a paraplegic. It's Thanksgiving. It just like, I'm like, it was just like a horrible story for this guy that was waiting, and then he had like a urinary tract infection, something common, something that happens to him frequently. And I'm like, wow, wow, in 12 hours he could have gone septic.
I know. I know.
Should
Yeah.
not have to wait that long.
No. 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 So, do you want to pull some cards?
Yes, I was just looking. Sharon Ann said it hit Northern California, Humboldt County. It was concentrated and it didn't affect other areas. Yeah, I have a friend in Sacramento, and the tsunami warning was canceled. Yeah, it was pretty, everybody is sort of waiting for the next ball to drop. I feel sometimes.
They say Extreme Brand says that they have seen security since March, so the threats have been escalating since the Change Health hack in March. I guess there was a hack.
Yeah.
To get a mammogram. Yeah.
Sharon Ann said healthcare for profit is bad, high deductibles and copays, and refusing to cover services is criminal. It is.
Well, healthcare should never be a for-profit business.
Yeah.
Period. End of story.
I've worked for both. I've worked for both profit, nonprofit, not for profit, and I will dodge that for profit as hard as I can. I did it twice and it was bad. It was really bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the bottom line isn't the health of the patient. The bottom line is the health of the stock. And you shouldn't make money on people's sickness. I'm sorry. Just should not. That should not be a thing. And there's just so many, So do you want to poll to see if Pete is going to continue to have his nuts roasted and you think he's going to get in, or
what's his last name?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask me. It begins with an H. Anybody want to fill it in for me? I'm going to say it wrong, so I don't want to get anybody. Pete the guy. Pete the guy with the record.
And what is he being asked to do?
Secretary of Defense, is it?
Hegseth. Anne-Marie said Hegseth.
Yes, that's the one.
Let's see, Anne-Marie. Secretary of Defense, and he is what? He dances in a cage in a bar. What did he do? Like he's just another completely unqualified
just allegations of rape. And alcoholism, I guess.
Oh, he's a drunk too. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I'm going to leave.
That's enough to stop.
Come on now. Pull a card on that one.
That's crazy.
All right. Well, I'll post the card.
Like nothing.
I swear, if you don't, I don't. Well, I know we don't have to worry about Kennedy because he already has a record. So he'll stay. I don't think Tulsi's ever done anything illegal, as far as I know. So I'm surprised she's up for what she's up for. Although I have looked at her chart, she's true believer.
I'm sorry that I'm laughing. This is one of those things where you just have to backpedal. I'm laughing because as if alcoholism was going to get him from being appointed, because that's like nothing. The first two cards are 9 of Cups. Oh, look at you.
Thanks a lot.
And the challenge is the 7 of Cups because you're a drunk. That's why. That is why. I eat my words now. Yeah. So that's going to make an impact on whatever. He's reaching for the wrong cup.
It looks like more information is going to come out for him.
He's reaching for the wrong cup. He's reaching for this little girl. Like he's looking at the cup and he's reaching for a little girl. So that is the challenge for him.
Ooh, doesn't look good for him.
No. Oh, too bad. Oh, look at me be sad. Just watch. Yeah.
Well, they said that I think his next pick might be DeSantis. I'm sorry. You okay? Maybe I should have warned you before I said it.
Oh my God.
Did you have a chicken treat? Is that what happened?
Oh my God. Yeah, he's going to be looking somewhere else. It's one of those things that's going to get buried again. Yeah. Patience and 5 of Wands on the bottom.
I pulled some cards. The last ones I got was like the 8 of Swords and the Devil. So but that's not a guarantee he won't make it, because that's pretty much
The devil card's kind of worn out by now. It's been identified as pretty much anybody that comes that comes out of the bus there. I have the 9 of Cups and the 7 of Cups, the challenge there. In the past, we've got the 10 of Wands, all his baggage, and the arrows would be pushing forward. The immediate future. On the bottom is the 6 of Swords, so trying to like move on. The immediate future, betrayal. Yeah, he's just bleeding out. He's bleeding out.
He's bleeding out.
2 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, the Star, hopes and fears. Yeah, you wish.
Yeah,
you wish, you creep. And the 3 of, see, he's looking out a window. It would be the 3 of Wands.
Yeah.
Away from. It is in front of him.
You know what I find interesting about this is that we would have never known anything about this guy and all the things he'd done if Trump hadn't picked him for this. Like, he would have just went on with his life and been very successful and been as drunk as he wanted to be and pay off as many women as he could afford. And now it's all out in the open. So perhaps he is draining the swamp.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good positive spin.
Yeah. So I'll do. Who do you want me to do? Do you want me to do Tulsi or Kennedy?
Oh, see, I have a problem with him.
I know. I think I'll do Kennedy because I don't have as much of a problem with him as you do. I know. We get Justice.
Yeah.
First card. Okay. Crossed by the 3 of Pentacles. So money, big money.
Mm-hmm.
At the root, the Page of Pentacles, the bottom, the past, the 9 of Cups. That might be his past of overusing or something, right? In the sky, full illumination. Although most of what he's done is out in the open, I think. We'll see. And the immediate future. Ooh, no, not everything's out in the open. We have some new information, some secrets coming out. Sorrow, not looking happy. His domestic situation, he's trying to fight it off.
Oh, look at him.
Hopes and fears, he hopes to be the King of Pentacles.
Mm-hmm.
And outcome,
yeah, I don't see.
I don't see him getting in with those cards. Although, I know how you feel about him. I think there needs to be a little fresh air in that whole thing, but maybe not the way he wants to do it.
I think it needs a lot of fresh air for sure. Because I'm really super defensive about the health situation in our country, that this is somebody that is well read enough in the kind of situations, the research we need, the regulations that we need. He's kind of a wild card there in medicine that's like scary,
The problem I have with most of this is, like, there are certain things that he says that I agree with, but if you say you agree with him, you're automatically put in a box that I don't fit in.
Yeah.
So I think the other day I was listening to oh my goodness, David, no, not Pacman, David Feldman, and they were talking about obesity in the United States and this, that, and the other thing. And they were talking about how the food is made to be addictive, and that's why we eat so much, and the chemical shuts off that when we're full, and then I brought up the fact that a lot of the pesticides we use are hormone disruptors, and that also creates a problem with weight and diabetes because it's your hormones. And somebody like immediately said, don't put any what do you call those things? No conspiracies here. Like I got whacked down, and I'm like, it's
It's
not
not conspiratorial.
conspiracy to say that
Yeah.
Roundup is a hormone disruptor and it should be
Yeah.
taken into consideration. It's
Yeah.
just a
It's not.
consideration. It's
Yeah.
not the whole story, but like if we keep cutting things off, we're never going to get anywhere. I don't know.
We know statistically that girls are getting their periods earlier, and it could be related to, or there's connection to the milk that we give hormones to the cows so that they produce more milk more often, has some kind of estrogenic effect.
Yep.
Hormones on hormones. We know that the pills we throw away are in the drinking water. Like it does, it happens.
Right.
So
Well, just we have opiates in the drinking water because so many people
yeah,
were on opiates and are peeing them out, right? So where
yep.
does that water go? It goes into the ground, right? Then eventually, so I mean, we really do have a hard time, I think, remembering that our actions have consequences.
Yeah.
In ways that, that I don't know. I think we have to live in a whole different way, and I think that's going to happen as Pluto goes through Aquarius.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Getting really sick of rich people telling, yeah, exactly. Getting the money from the programs you rely upon. Do you know that all of his picks for his cabinet are billionaires? All of them. They're all billionaires because billionaires know what the common folk need.
They don't,
They're
they're
going to be
not
in
even trying to hide it. Like they're not even trying to pretend anymore. It's so
Well, he never
overt.
did. See that's the thing about Trump. He never really pretended to be anything but himself, and he warned us. He said he was going to do it, and he does it. He does the most ridiculous things, and I don't think there'll be another one like him for many hundreds of years, which is good news. But I think he really is the vehicle to get us through the eye of the needle here and out to the other side, honestly. But I don't like the way he's doing it. I hope well, anyway, we're not going to say what I hope because that would probably get us banned in some way.
You know what? I think it bothers me that there's already narrative that we have to watch out for to say, or, we kind of let that go. And now we have to be careful about the words we use, countries, names of countries. Like it just got booted up.
Right. Well, because now everything's swirling, right? The conspiracies are swirling again. I had a thought the other day, and see what you think about this, that we were so convinced, or we are so convinced that our candidate, Kamala, our lotus flower, actually did win.
Mm-hmm.
And that there was some shenanigans going on, right? And we're pretty sure of that, I think, the majority of us, just from reading the energy, following it. Yes, maybe we got on the wave and we were only seeing our perspective. That's very possible. But it just seemed like it was too many coincidences. And so that was probably a similar experience to the Trump voters in 2020, who, for different reasons, were convinced that their candidate won, mainly because they lied to them.
Yeah.
The Trump voters the majority of them. Well, not at least the MAGAs. They're just voting for him. The other people don't know enough. They don't think about it. They know Trump's name. They don't know Kamala's name. Whatever it is, but we feel the way the Trump voters felt, and I think that is, in a way, a weird balance of like it's all like both sides have gotten a taste of that, right? And both sides are now questioning the validity, right,
Yeah.
of the vote. Can I say that word? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. If I
Yeah,
can say
but
that.
one party did something about it, and the other one's just kind of acquiescing and going,
Well,
okay.
one party was pushing the lie, and one, I don't
Yeah.
know. It's unless they know something we don't know. I'm just
That's what we keep hoping for. Can
yes,
we pull cards on that? The election in Romania was overturned,
yes.
right? Is that going to make an impact on our election?
Okay.
I did not pull cards on this.
Look at the first card I get. It even looks like a Romanian running away with the swords. No offense to Romanians who don't look like gypsies. We got the oligarch. We got those two.
Mm-hmm.
So far, that looks like Romania. See if it's going to affect us in our election. Illusion. Well, that's what we feel like we're living in, right? Seven of Cups.
Okay.
Discontent. That's us being discontented. All right. So far, it's just showing us like the energy. Being afraid to say anything. Anybody? Oh, ouch. Something's coming to an end and a new dawn.
Yeah, I got a tower. What position did you get? Was that in?
Was that in? Okay, hold on. Immediate future.
I got 9 to fire. In immediate future.
So I think it's going to affect it in that people in this country are going to say, hey, if it could happen in Romania, right? It's like for us, it's more proof, right? For us, it's more proof. Burdens. I haven't gotten to the end yet. Victory. And the Queen of Wands. Maybe, if that's Kamala. Victory to Kamala. After much burden. I don't know. I watched Cash Peters. He's still his fingers are still talking Kamala. I try. He like if he says it's going to be okay, I sleep. I love Cash.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. I just have to I have to break it down to just being simple. Like I was able to get up and do what I need to do, write, do whatever, eat, okay, play with the dog, take out the dog, take care of the dog. Like some things have to just, and then the day can build off of that. But oh my goodness. I have that the idea is out there. This is the velocity of fire or the Knight of Wands. So it's kind of sparking an idea. And the challenge is the Six of Water. So maybe how things were, nostalgia, the past, the Magician in the past, over us on top, the Nine of Earth.
Okay.
So that's kind of showering down on the bottom, Curiosity of Air, or the page of air.
Oh,
Page
so
of
that's
Swords.
like a spy in the camp energy.
Nine of Fire. So this would be a lot of hard work, or it would cause a lot of anxiety, or it might cause, Nine of Wands. It'd be a lot of anxiety. Maybe there's some initiation there. The Moon in the immediate environment. Maybe this is just a dream. We're thinking it, I don't know. the Tower.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Then the Queen of Cups, or I'm sorry, the Queen of Pentacles, where your Queen of Wands came up, hopes and fears, and the outcome would be 10 of Cups. So everybody's happy here. But I don't think that it's going to make an impact. It doesn't pull in that direction. It would be either too much work or too past the deadline. The Nine of Fire, the Tower. I don't see it. I don't, yeah. But it was because of Russia, right? So
Yes.
it's really Russia's impact. Yeah, at the bottom of the deck, I had 2 of Fire and 10 of Fire.
Yeah, too much burden, maybe. I don't know. I definitely feel like something's changing and shifting, so we'll have to see.
Yeah. I honestly, when I picture him, if I could picture him,
Yes.
he's just wringing his hands and saying, it's not long. It won't be long. It's not long. Like, that is comforting me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I created this little avatar of him. It won't be long. It won't be long. Or if it's some kind of premonition, kind of, precognitive thing. Him saying, it won't be long. It's not long. It's not long. And just wringing his hands in thin, translucent kind of thing. So I don't know if my head just wants to give me peace with that whole thing, but that's what gives me relief.
Oh boy. So what else? What else? Oh, this coming week we have Venus opposing Mars. That's the big thing this week. Venus opposite Mars.
And she's in Aquarius and Mars is in Leo still.
And Mars is retrograde and Pluto is conjunct Venus. So the thing about oppositions, it's the furthest two planets can be apart from each other in a circle. And we're talking about men and women, male and female, right? So this is going to be that point where perhaps we're as far apart as we can be. Somebody said Nick Fuentes was arrested for pushing a woman down the stairs because he got doxxed and she came to his door to take he, like, she didn't agree with what he said about your body, my choice thing that he said. And so she came to his house to talk about him, and he told her to get the hell out, and he knocked her down the stairs. So he got arrested. So that's
unbelievable.
did
Yes,
you
if I made the moon sequence, yes, I did.
Wow, is that new or is that old?
The Zentangling, the art underneath, I did in March when I took that class, and the moon is in leather. The moon phases, and I sewed it onto the paper.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I have a couple pieces. I really like the way it turned out. I really
Multimedia owner.
Yeah, when I kind of like collect what I had and how am I going to use it, and the sewing on paper, I really like that. I like to do that. So it came out really cool. I'll do it. I haven't been doing a lot. I got a Christmas thing done for work. Everybody was happy with all the weird stuff I brought. And then I think I'm just going to not do any more Christmas stuff and move forward.
So, yeah, they somebody, let's see, something about Starlink here. They installed Starlink in October, the same time the right-wing guy started his campaign. Will the United States find a link between Starlink and the results of the election? Is there a link?
Yeah, that was weird. There was other stuff too about how little the voter turnout was. And on a 60-degree day in November in Chicago, the voter turnout was not, it was amazing. It was unbelievable. It was around the block. So much weird stuff that. Okay, what was the question?
Are they going to find a link between Starlink and the results of the United States election? Hmm.
Well, this Knight of Wands is just super popular tonight. I don't know. There's a different deck, and it's the Knight of Wands again. This was Thursday's earthquake, roasted nuts smell. Anybody finds my journal one day, they're going to be like, what?
What do you get, Ona?
I think they're going to find something, but I don't know if they're going to be held accountable.
That's what I got too.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's what I got.
We'll be able to make some connection. I had told you before, if they created this software or implodeware, whatever they call it, they've already destroyed it. Right? Yeah. That was my concern was, if they created it, they could destroy it. And if they have to bury it, they have to destroy it. But I did. What did you get?
I got that there's all this intimation of it, but in the end, I got the 8 of Cups, which says to me that they're going to walk away from it. So I don't think that. I think they know, but I don't know. I don't know.
I got some interesting. Oh, I don't know what happened. I think we're still live. Are we still live? I'll show you what I got. I got the Knight of Wands. So the idea, like putting forth the idea that we need to investigate this maybe. And then 7 of Pentacles, our ballots, our votes. These are the ballots, right? And 7 of Pentacles is like kind of adding it up or not being able to add it up. In the past, the 9 of Swords, everybody felt like that.
Yeah.
We were all there. This is the past card. Below us is the 10 of Cups. And we can always go there with that being assigned to the government, their immediate future or like right next to us there is the Seven of Wands. So we are putting that idea out there, you know, like, and they're being sort of defensive, or somebody saying, wait, hold back, hang on to this. The Wheel of Fortune, immediate release, luck, the Hierophant. So the rules, yeah. I know hopes and fears is Ace of Pentacles. So maybe finding that hidden gem of finding the Pentacles, and the outcome in the Four of Wands. So the house. Upright. So they might know, or there's already some defense going on with, hey, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense, and they're being defensive. Will the wheel turn our way?
You know, it may not be just, you know, a lot of times when I can't answer, like I can't find the answer in the cards, it usually means the decision hasn't actually been made yet. I'm not sure the decision has been made. So lots of things going on in with NATO, right? Lots of things going on with NATO. And yeah, the world is and France. France, you want to let's pull some cards on France, yeah?
Okay. What's the question?
They just got a no confidence. Does that mean that they're going to do the form the government again when they get no confidence in France? Does anybody, I should know this, right? If I'm asking the question, I should know. Yeah, same data analysis said that the voting numbers look like a machine created them because they were too clean. Yeah, human voting looks different. Yeah, absolutely. It was definitely if for no other reason, like even if it wasn't Starlink, and I do think that was part of it, there's been so much voter suppression, gerrymandering, and people being refused their vote that in itself, you know, is. I just think if they don't call it out, they're not going to try to change it either, right?
Right.
All right. So, how's France? Oh, immediate, very burdened. Oh, Jesus, Christmas. The card just flew out of my hand. They're trying to figure it out. Three of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles at the root. In the past, turning their back on something, probably their government. King of Cups in the sky. I don't know what Macron is. I don't think he's a water sign. Ace of Cups, lots of feelings and emotions. The Devil, how it's seen from the outside. Transformation, death in the domestic environment. Hopes and fears, the Three of Wands waiting for their ship to come in, and the Wheel of Fortune. So things are definitely changing in France. Whatever the setup is now is going to change to something else.
Your result was Wheel of Fortune. Was mine is the Eight of Swords. And the same kind of like, we don't know. It's kind of blurry. The Eight of Swords would have been the outcome. So maybe a contract with, you know, kind of have to make a contract with the devil, or something that you're like something binding that you can get out of, but it's a rescue.
Yeah, okay. Macron is a Capricorn. Okay. Yeah. Right. I thought a Sag, but you might be right about you must be. You're probably right. Yeah. I haven't looked. Wow. Date of birth, 12/21. Okay. So very beginning of Capricorn.
He's young.
Yeah, he is young. He's young. Happy cusp. Trump wants to throw Europe to Putin. I'm sure Europe has something to say about that. I don't know. I'm not even sure that. Well, I don't know. This isn't really a political thing, right? We're not really. We're just doing a little dabbling here and there.
Yeah, I don't know if any of this is going to happen, because I feel like there are so many people that kind of got it, were off, which doesn't make sense to me either. You can pull any kind of story out of the voter ballots and all that stuff, but all these readers were wrong.
Yeah, I know.
That's not, no. The universe did not just throw you a curveball and say, up. You have to redo that whole spread. That's not what they did. Yeah, it's out there. It's just that we haven't done anything to defend that position.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah, his wife is an Aries and she's 71, born in 1953. Yeah, he married an older woman. Love that couple, yeah. Says, no, France has both president and prime minister. Prime minister voted out, but president is still Macron. Macron is still in. Okay. Oh, so maybe the prime minister, I think that's what happened. He got in because of the progressives, and then he chose the prime minister as a conservative. And I think who was a conservative, and the progressives were like, hey, we got you in here. What's going on? Yeah, I think that's what happened. Thank you for thanks for that information.
Okay.
Yeah. So, well, Macron's still in, but things are changing. Things are changing. And, the French are very into their democracy. I was watching actually, I don't think it was Netflix. Trevor Noah has what's the name of it? Trevor Noah, what was I doing when something happened? And it's his newest thing, and it's out of Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Detroit. It is so funny. He is so funny. I was chuckling last night with Michael. I mean, he was doing physical comedy and everything. He was fantastic. So if you haven't seen the new Trevor Noah, don't ask me where you can find. Just Google it.
I'd have to Google it. Yeah, I'd have to find it.
This is really great.
I do like to make sure I get a laugh in or two a day. So I definitely have, it definitely keeps me awake to be able to laugh. So I try, the dog videos, always at some point in time during the day, there's time for laughter. And I think that's super important.
Yes.
Right. And this is going to be a big week too. And there's still that kind of feeling.
Yeah, things are not going to, I don't think things are going to necessarily get clearer. But the times they are changing. Yeah, I think there's something about us being so focused on the dog and pony show that's happening here that we're not really realizing that the world is changing around us. And maybe it's a good thing we're no longer top dog, as we say in Jersey.
Yeah.
Because we talk about, democracy. Democracy's been under siege for years. It all started with the Republicans and Reagan. So we're not going to go down that rabbit hole. But so if man's justice doesn't work, maybe cosmic justice will. Here's to cosmic justice.
That's what I'm shooting for. All
right, let's see. I'm going to pull just a couple more cards on cosmic justice.
Okay.
and old 45, possibly 47. The 47 is the 7 of Cups, right?
Yeah. Okay. So right, he's. Oh my God.
So what was the question I asked? Oh my God.
Is cosmic justice going to do the lightning bolt thing?
Yes. Cosmic justice for 45 / 47 /
That's the level of desperation. Are the aliens just going to stop it? They're just gonna, they're going to like sweep all that stuff off the table and say, no, you have to start over. I mean, that's how far we have to reach because we're afraid of all the stuff that they're feeding us. And I think if I got anything for Noam Chomsky's birthday today, it was watch what you're feeding yourself. Watch what you're feeding yourself mentally, physically, environmentally, because you end up digesting it. Is the cosmos going to come in and strike you down?
Do you want me to?
What'd you get?
What I did. I got the Knight of Cups, offerings of love. Oh, the 10 of Cups. Everybody's happy, right? This sometimes is the Republican card for some people. The Ace of Pentacles, new beginning, right? And then the 10 of Swords, and then the Ace. I mean the Page of Wands. So something is coming to an utter downfall. So I would say yeah. But it may go down with a whimper instead of a crash.
Yeah. So I didn't show you before the deck I'm using. I'm doing the Rosebud. This is the Rosebud Tarot. And 3 of them have stars in the sky. So is there going to be like some kind of cosmic intervention? I got the Chariot.
Ooh, happened fast.
She's on the road there. And she's got 2 cats in the car with her. This is where I saw some weird shit in the sky when I was driving home from California near Vegas, and it was dark out, starting out early in the morning, and I was like, oh my God, right? And then we get generosity of air. So some kind of cosmic. There's been a lot of talk about alien, they
saw UFOs over Washington again.
Yeah. Okay. So there's this is what velocity of Earth. So this would be like the Knight of Pentacles. Could be meteors or asteroids. And then curiosity or the Page of Pentacles. So there's cosmic droppings.
All right. On that note, guys, cosmic droppings it is.
There's cosmic droppings. Yeah.
I've
been all over Moldavite lately. Like, got the
that's what I'm wearing today.
I saw that's what you're wearing. I got my 2 pieces out here that I don't have wrapped, but one is like a museum piece. It's so pretty.
Oh my
God. It's just super intense. And another one I have here on. I was going to put on the earrings. I'm like,
Moldavite too?
Yep. I have this one on, and it has a little Libyan sea glass. It has been very UFO centric, and I am trying to watch what I feed myself, stuff that's coming in my feed, my news feed and stuff. I'm like, which rabbit hole do I want to go down? I want to go down this rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I'm right here, guys. Come on over for pizza.
Yeah, the day after this 2 days after the election, we were driving home from the Cape, and we looked up, and there was a line of satellites. It was Starlink, I was like, oh man, really? Elon Musk, Leonia.
Wow. Wow. That
And
is,
we live right next to uh, a military base.
do you ever see any weird stuff?
No, not really.
Yeah.
Just sometimes, like we know something's happening because think the sky gets busy, but nothing really, nothing really. Michael has seen some strange stuff, but not connected to that. Just
Yeah.
we have a lot of bogs here, you know, a lot of cranberry
Yeah.
bogs, and so you have these like vast, like stretches of low with no trees, so you get to see stuff. And I know a lot of people around here have seen things, but yeah, so and I thought it was the mothership. I'm like, well, maybe it's the mothership. Then I
Yeah.
Googled it and it was Starlink. I'm like, damn,
Damn.
you damn Leons.
You know,
You
it's
give me
coming.
every day.
I didn't see the UFOs over Washington because I think that was from News Nation, and I'm like, I'm not ready to go down that source. Let me try and find something I'm a little more comfortable with. But there was UFO stuff happening over Washington.
That's what they said, yeah.
I think at least we can get some declassified information so that we don't freak out when they come over for Thanksgiving or whatever, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We're being contacted specifically. Yeah. Well,
I have to check that out because I had to check that out.
they had no idea that it was a gay anthem.
YMCA.
Oh, is it YMCA? That's right, YMCA.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Drones
God.
over Washington. Drones over Washington, Joe says. Oh my God. Well,
Yeah.
thank you everybody for being a part of the fun this evening. I am going to go and have a piece of cheesecake now.
Nice.
Michael made a pumpkin cheesecake. He's been in a baking mood.
Nice.
First, it was a pumpkin pie, and then it was a blueberry pie, and now it's a cheesecake.
Yeah.
I'm like, Michael, it's only the two of us. But he cuts it up and freezes it.
When it gets like really cold out abruptly like that, I do bake something like the oven. I want the oven on. Yeah. As soon as it gets like chilly out, because I don't turn the oven on in the summer.
Oh no, we do. Michael does. I just leave the premises.
It's too hot.
Like, why are you making soup, Michael? It's like 100 degrees.
Yeah. No.
Oh my God. All right, everyone. On that note, till it's 100 degrees again. No, we'll see you next week on Ona's channel, Ona's Tarot. Until then, take care, everyone. We love you.
Yes.
Namaste.
See you soon.